Big thanks to Kamado Joe for sponsoring this episode.
Can you dry age a steak in ketjap manis? Let's find out. Yes, I actually did it. I dry aged a steak in ketjap manis, otherwise known as sweet soy sauce. It's one of the best sauces in the world. It is soy sauce that is super sweet and super tasty. We in the Netherlands love our soy sauce. We got it from the guys that live in Indonesia. They made this amazing sauce, and there's some good brands out there, so definitely check that out. For instance, I put it on brisket, I put it on steaks, I put it on everything. This stuff literally is amazing. It's in my cupboard and I use it daily. So, the only thing I didn't use it on was a dry age experiment. And that all changed 50 days ago, when I took this beautiful Aberdeen black ribeye roast and I cut it up into 1 kilogram steaks. This is an absolutely beautiful piece of meat with great intermuscular fat, a good amount of flavor, and it's perfect for my dry aging experiment. So one of these is going to be used for this experiment, on which I'm going to put ketjap manis, and I'm using the brand ABC because it's one of my favorites and it's widely available in the Netherlands. It is a sweet, sticky, syrupy-like consistency, packed full with flavors. I'm gonna put this sauce on my steak, just let it run all over until I have a nice thick layer on the outside of this ribeye roast. Then I'm gonna take this ribeye roast, put my reference steak next to it, and set it in the dry ager. And I'm gonna leave it there for 50 days. And after 50 days, they look like this. And I love these experiments. They really tell a story. They tell the story of what happens to a steak if you try and improve it. Of course, you got the reference steak. That shows what typically happens when you dry age a steak for 50 days. It built up a beautiful dark pellicle, and as you can see, it built up a little bit of mold. This is not a bad thing. Now, if I take a look at the ketjap manis or sweet soy sauce dry aged steak, you can see that there is a clear difference. And the darker pellicle is not red, but yellow. But more important is what it looks like on the inside. So let's cut it open. Wow, that actually looks really good. I can see that the color of the meat has changed, but the meat looks very well dry aged. So I can cut this in a couple of steaks, and the more I cut it, the better the steaks look. But what does it look like compared to our reference steak? So I'm gonna cut that up into steaks as well. Whoa, that is one good looking dry aged steak. On first sight, there's not a lot of difference between the ketjap manis dry aged steak and the reference steak. The only difference that I can spot is that the discoloration of the ketjap manis steak is a little bit more pronounced. Now I'm going to trim off the pellicle, which is the dark parts that sit on the outside of the steak, and that's the part that you don't like to eat. Now that I got my steak trimmed up, it's time to fire up the Kamado Joe. I'm going to put in some big block charcoal, put fire starters in, light it up, and let it come up to temperature. I got a roaring fire in my Kamado Joe, and I set the grill grate to the lowest position so I can get a beautiful sear on my steaks. I'm going to put my ketjap manis steaks on the right side and the regular dry aged on the left. Now I'm going to set in the grill grate at a high position, so once I got my steaks grilled up with a beautiful crust, I can place them over indirect heat and slowly let them come up to temperature. When I grilled these steaks, I instantly noticed that there's a big difference between the sweet soy sauce or ketjap manis steaks compared to the regular steaks. The outside has much more caramelization, and of course that's because of the sweetness from the sweet soy sauce that caramelized much earlier than the regular steak. First I'm gonna slice into the ketjap manis steak, and as always with dry aged steak, they look way overcooked, but in reality they're cooked to perfection. And when you give them a little bit of time, oxidation will show you that they are actually perfect steaks. And the same goes for the reference steak, which looks absolutely delicious. Still a little juicy on the inside, crunchy on the outside. Overall, a good looking steak. And as always, I like to season my steaks with a little bit of sea salt afterwards. Now it's time for my favorite part, the taste test. I'm gonna start with the reference steak. 50 days dry aged, and in my book, that is really fantastic. That's the stuff that dreams are made of.
It looks beautiful.
Beefy flavors. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Great sharp, beefy flavors, good grilled steak, really condensed down compared to like regular steak.
It's juicy, it's tender, it's flavorful. We completed this week more than once a 50 days dry aged experiment. And still every 50 days dry aged experiment and every dry aged experiment in itself is different. So I'm already a little bit blown away.
Now let's do the sweet soy sauce, the ketjap manis.
It has sweetness to it.
Oh, there's definitely something there. But the big difference here is the crust. It's the caramelization. And it works wonderful.
It definitely adds something to it, but I can't really pinpoint what it is.
This is a lot to process. Of course, I'm looking for that sweet soy sauce flavor, that ketjap manis flavor that is so pronounced. It's completely different from taking a little bit of food with a little bit of ketjap manis on top. This is an experience, a great experiment in my book. So what's your end conclusion?
I like both, but
I like everything. We're gonna eat it all. We're gonna eat it right now.
we need more.
Why only 4 steaks?
Yeah.
4 each, and then it's only 8 steaks. Who just grills 8 steaks? Nobody grills 8 steaks.
Nobody does that.
There's a big difference between these 2 steaks. But if you would blindfold me and would ask me what is this dry aged with, I couldn't tell you it's from the sweet soy sauce.
No, I have the same. You can't really pinpoint what it is.
No, but it's like the flavors are broken up. So it's like during the dry aging process, it's like some flavors are there, some flavors are there. It's not like in different parts of the steak, but in different moments in your mouth that they come out.
Yeah.
So that's more of what I'm experiencing, like a whole
Roller coaster.
Yeah, but it gets my mouth very excited.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm experiencing. So I had fun, great experiments, and like always, I want to say big thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, what do they need to do?
They need to subscribe.
Go to our website too.
Yeah, it's new.
And if you subscribe to our newsletter, we notify you of all the giveaways, of all the free grills that we're giving away, which is not a lot, to be honest, but it happens every now and then.
If you're lucky, maybe you'll get one.
Discount codes, recipes, we got a lot of stuff going on. Check out the website.
What more do you want?
Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, then give us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. See you guys in the next one. Until then, eetsmakelijk.
And keep on grilling.
That's right.
And click this video right here.
Right there.
It's awesome.
Eva,
Eva,
come.
you want steak?
Where's the dog?
She's just laying there. Eva, you want steak?
Now don't blame me. The dog's not here.